Yo, everyone, I'm Luke Melky with FuZion Films, and today we have Andrew Mayo. He's going to be interviewing me, so it's kind of odd that I'm starting, I guess, now, about how to build characters in our scripts.
Okay, so we just went through here not too long ago. We went through the script that we were preparing for our April release with Blaine Landowski and the company that he works for, Brisk Plumbing. And in that, we had Blaine review some of his take on the script. And one of the things that came out a couple of times was the importance of some of the dialogue and how we associate that with the individual characters. So, Luke, when we're looking at building characters for a script, what are some of the things that you intentionally try to put in?
Yeah, I always want to put in some contrast in the characters. So if I have one character that's maybe funny or maybe airheady or something like that, you need the contrast characters to have that serious, really down to earth, because it's the contrast that really makes it work. It's kind of like the sweet and salty. If you have something that's or sweet and salty or sweet and sour or something like that. So if you have those two together, it makes the other one that much better. If you just have salty, that can get old if you put too much salt on it. If you put too much sour in, it's going to be too much. If you have too much sugar into things, it's going to be too much. But if you can alternate between those, so you're going to have a much fuller experience if you can switch between those. So that's why I try to develop into my characters if I have more than just one character in a scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in this script in particular, we're doing what was it that Blaine called it? An homage, paying homage to some of the reality shows that are out there, like HGTV's House Hunter. If you even think about House Hunters, generally there's a decent amount of contrast between the husband and wife or the partners that are looking for the house. So, Luke, what was some of the that contrast that you were trying to put into the wife and the husband in this script?
Yeah, so I don't really like how a lot of times they put the wife as kind of the airheady person, and then the husband is the kind of, he's just plain oblivious to things, he's just really dumb, and those, like, I think those are too close to the same thing when I write out my characters. And I don't like making the people actually look like they're stupid. They might actually just not catch something, but it doesn't mean they're not intelligent. So I try to give that ability that the person does have some intelligence. They might have missed this particular area. So I built in the script that the husband in the script knows some things about houses, knows some of those things, but he maybe doesn't know some things about how to actually interact at a personal level. So he's good at one thing, but maybe not at the other. And the wife is good at something and not good at the other. It's not just he's dumb and she's airheady and they go at it. No. So I want to get some of that kind of almost sitcom feel where they're a little bit more extreme than maybe normal. But there is still that realness to the characters. I also like to take some of the normal tropes, I guess you could say,
stereotypes.
Yeah, the stereotypes, and still work with some of those. And sometimes you have to make them more extreme. Sometimes you have to try to hide it. I have a couple lines in the film that you might have to watch it 2, 3, 4 times to actually catch what he says. And also something I really like to have is the twist endings. So the film ends, but don't stop watching when you watch this when the film ends, because there is something in the credits. We don't have long credits, so you don't have to wait super long. But we do actually have a post-credit scene with this as well.
Cool. Yeah. Talking about stereotypes, we have a realtor in this script. Tell me, what was your thinking on wanting to maybe use a stereotype or a trope of like a realtor? Not bashing any realtors out there, but admittedly there are some stereotypes that come along with that. What was your thought in trying to make that both entertaining and yet balanced to some degree?
Yeah. So when I look at a realtor, when I think about a realtor, the first thing I think of my friends are realtors. I have a couple of them, and I didn't want to put them into the script because they might never talk to me if I thought it was if they thought the script was actually around them. I might not have the friendships anymore. But just in case any of you are watching, this was not about you. You're not fitting these. But the general idea is almost like a used car salesman. People think it was very pushy, and they'll kind of try to hide things. If they're the selling realtor, they really want to get you to buy this house, buy it quick, and buy it for extra so that they get a higher paycheck.
Yep.
And if they can sell you faster, they can move on to the next one, get the next one, and at the end of the year, if they can sell houses 50% faster, they make 50% more money. I'm going to take some of those characteristics if I want to get this moving quickly. And to do that, I have to make maybe what looks bad still seem good and make it something that, that's not a problem. We can go around that. You don't have to pay extra for it because that's not an issue. Or if that's just a feature. I've heard that kind of phrase a lot, like, well, that's feature. Well, this house has character. My house has a lot of character.
Yes,
That
it does.
doesn't necessarily mean that it's good.
No, it does not.
Now, I've put a lot of work in my house, and it has less character than it used to, but it actually works better than it used to. So,
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. I've spent a lot of time at your house. I'd say that's fair. It probably has a little less character, but a whole lot, a whole lot more livability.
yes, yes. So we're trying to go along the whole that she's trying to make the sale and ignore the fact that right now it's not livable. And try to also encourage them that, yeah, the housing market might be a little bit off, but your budget is fine. You can buy this house. It is totally fine. And the way the housing market is right now, it's not fine.
Yeah.
If you're the buyer. It
No.
is really messed up if
No,
you're
it
the buyer.
is not. It is not right now.
So we're also playing into some of those stereotypes of trying to sell and buy a house right now, and the realtor, and trying to take all of those things and maybe ratchet them out just a little bit on their extremes. And then with the contrast between the characters is really how we're trying to tie that realtor in and be that bridge between the husband and the wife's two different characters.
Yep. So we covered the husband and the wife, the realtor. We have obviously the bricks representative, the plumber that comes out and helps the couple make a smart decision on whether or not to purchase the house. No spoilers intended, but these are some of the characters, and looking at how we build characters in a script, especially when we're looking at a short film, how important it is to really be able to nail down the characters, the way that you want them portrayed, as well as the dialogue. Hopefully this has been helpful for you if you want to build out a script like this, or if you want to be a part of one of the short films that we produce on a monthly basis. Hopefully this has given you a little bit of insight into how we work through that process.
Yes, and if you want more information, we have stuff on our website. If you're local, if you want to be part of our team, join us, either it's just to watch on set or anything like that. Check us out online. And also, if you want to see more of what we're doing, like, comment, share, subscribe to our channel. That'd be great.